in today's video, we're going to be talking about triads. A triad is just a 3-note chord of stacked thirds. Here I've shown the 4 types of triads we'll be discussing in this video: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. Before we jump into our discussion, first we need to know that each member of the chord has a specific name. When a triad is stacked in the most compact way it can be stacked, meaning that the notes are as close together as they can be, the pitch on the bottom is called the root. The pitch a third above that, or a third above the root, we call the third. And the pitch a third above the third, or a fifth above the root, we call the fifth of the chord. No matter where these pitches appear, maybe in context or a piece of music, we still call them the root, third, or fifth, as if they were stacked nice and neatly together as they are shown here. Now that we've got that, let's take a look at the major and minor triad. A major triad contains a major third between the root and the third, and a minor third between the third and the fifth, with the interval of a perfect fifth between the root and the fifth. Here I've written a C major triad. In all major triads, we have the interval of a major third between the root and the third. Here, between C and E natural. Between the third and the fifth, we find a minor third. In this instance, between E and G natural. And between the root and the fifth, we have the interval of a perfect fifth, C to G. Now let's look over at the minor triad. Here I've written a C minor triad. Minor triads have the interval of a minor third between the root and the third, and the interval of a major third between the third and the fifth. You can see this here between C natural and E flat. We have the interval of a minor third. Between E flat and G natural, the interval of a major third. You might be noticing here that the difference between a C major triad, or any major triad, and its parallel minor triad is the third, the lowered third, in this instance, E versus E flat. Now let's take a look at 2 more types of triads we need to know: the augmented triad and the diminished triad. An augmented triad consists of the intervals of 2 major thirds. This is shown here with our C augmented triad. We still have a major third between C and E, or the root and the third. And then we have another major third between the root and the fifth. You might notice that the difference between a major triad and an augmented triad is the raised fifth. This also creates the interval of an augmented fifth between the root and the fifth of an augmented triad. Now, if an augmented triad is 2 major thirds, you can probably take a guess at the intervals found in a diminished triad. A diminished triad contains 2 minor thirds. That is, a minor third between the root and the third, and another minor third between the third and the fifth, creating the interval of a diminished fifth between the root and the fifth. I've shown it here with a C diminished triad. Between C and the third, E flat, we have a minor third. And again, between E flat, or the third of the chord, and G flat, we have another minor third, with the interval of a diminished fifth between the 2 outside chord members, the root, C, and the fifth, G flat. Now let's practice together building triads with roots other than C. Let's say I wanted to build a major triad built on the root of F. Well, first we need an F. Now remember, we know that a major triad consists of a major third between the root and the third, and a minor third between the third and the fifth. A major third above F is A natural, and a minor third above A natural would be C natural. Now we have written an F major triad. Something we've yet to discuss is the word diatonic. Diatonic just means belonging to the key. Another way we can think about building our triads is to think about the major or minor key that they might occur in. The pitches F, A, and C are all diatonic to F major, meaning they all appear naturally in the key. So that's another way we can think about identifying major and minor triads. Here's what I mean. Now let's try to build an F minor triad. First, we need an F. Now, instead of a major third between the root and the third, we need a minor third, or an A flat. And lastly, we'll need a major third between the third and the fifth of a minor chord, or C natural. Here we've written an F minor triad. Just as the pitches F, A, and C are diatonic to F major, the pitches F, A flat, and C are diatonic to F minor. This might help you when you're thinking about building triads. Now let's build an F augmented triad. We know that we'll need an F for the root. We also know that we need a major third above the root for the third. Well, that would be an A natural. I have an A flat just before it, so I'll have to add a natural sign. Next, we'll need another major third above A natural. It won't be C natural, rather it will be C sharp. Just for fun, now let's build a diminished triad starting on F. We know we'll need two minor thirds, a minor third between the root F and the third, and another minor third between the third and the fifth of the chord, with the interval of diminished fifth between the root and the fifth. I've already written an F. Next, we'll need a minor third above F. That's going to be A flat. Next, we'll need another minor third above the third of A flat. It won't be C natural, but rather C flat. This is our F diminished triad. That concludes our overview of triads. As I've mentioned before, it's really useful to do this at the piano. As you practice writing triads and do the homework, play what you've written before you turn it in. Your ears will sometimes tell you if you've made a mistake. That's it, and I'll see you guys next time.